So now it's grayed out, but once you edit like this, I just edit something, then it's blue. Sorry, I tak perasan I was unmute. Let me see. CompTIA, because now, okay, K7, you are on you are on developer track already, right? You are not you are on developer track already. So if you are on developer track, so because I think it's recorded, then I would recommend you to go for development with certificate, right? Don't go for, because network is another track. So development certificate, the Google one, for example, Google certificate is development certificate, right? Google certificate or the Google certification. That one is yang development track. AWS is part of the full stack. And then another one is, for example, Microsoft also have a little certificate as well, Microsoft Web Certified Developer or certification, right? So that's MCSA and everything. So this is development certificate. So if you want to look for certificate, then you look for the development certificate. CompTIA is actually network certificate. The one that you shared with me, CompTIA Network Plus, is a networking certificate. So when we talk about networking certificate, then you akan masuk back to zero, because at the moment you know nothing about network at the moment. So which means that everything have to back from zero. You kena ajar balik. You have to learn back TCP/IP. You have to belajar balik what is a router, what is a switch, how to set up a router, how to set up switch and everything. So you will get back to zero. So kalau you nak buat, well, it's okay, or you can do it, but you kena study balik dari kosong. Alright, you have to like assume yang You kena baca balik lah buku ABC but for network. Alright, now you already have like buku belajar membaca for programming. Alright, now you have to go back buku ABC for network. So ini dia ada dia punya group CompTIA, and then you have Cisco, Cisco semua kan. All these is actually certification for network punya route. But you are not on the network route. So kalau if you want my advice, well, if you want me to answer, yes, it's a good certificate, but it's a basic certificate, but not as good as Cisco lah. I think most of the people also last time also even myself I applied for Cisco, and then some of the diploma that I helped to evaluate again. Sometimes I did evaluate diploma program. Most of the students already have Cisco certificate, so I think they prefer CompTIA certificate than Cisco certificate. Well, that's if I want you to answer lah, your question is it good or not. But if it is for you, all right, so I would not recommend, because you have to study back everything from zero. You carilah buku, right?
Fundamental lah.
Study guide or something kan, mesti adanya lah PDF kan. You see that semua benda ni you have to study back from zero. You have to, okay. Dulu I ajar sikit apa networking kan, about I ajar sikit je, I tak ajar banyak. When we talk about IP address, we talk about ni semua kan, but you see everything OC semua ni kan, semua ni kena belajar balik dari zero.
Okay, got it. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so that's tak perasan. So that's the answer lah. There ada dua answer. If you ask the first one is it good or not? Well, I think it's good, but I tak dengar ramai sangat orang yang ada CompTIA. If I go to university and something kan, they will prefer. I think dia ada banyak kriteria tau why you take one certificate than the other. Alright, one thing is dia laku ke tak. Kalau you nak tahu dia laku ke tak, you just go to LinkedIn kan, Heritage kan. You go to LinkedIn and then you go, for example, to job kan, LinkedIn job. Dekat sini you masuk lah, right? CCNA berapa ramai orang nak, alright? So LinkedIn job. So CCNA 1852. You put CompTIA is 43. And you know already kan, 1852 job. One somebody who has CCNA, but for ke air je salah, CompTIA betul kan, COM je, but 43 job, alright, one somebody who has CompTIA. So that's ni lah. Another one is the tools also kan. Kalau you belajar network, for example, you memang kena ada tau router, switch semua, right? So if you really have to have the router and switch. But Cisco, for example, has this thing which is called NetAcad. I'm not sure CompTIA ada tak, but Cisco has this thing which is called Cisco Networking Academy that will allow you to test it. But I'm not sure kalau you belajar ni, try free online. So there is a free online course. So Cisco NetAcad, Cisco NetAcad, alright, Networking Academy. Yang ini memang dia ada tau, Packet Tracer. Packet Tracer I think ni, Packet Tracer. Yang ini kan is a simulator. You learn about mobile app simulator, right? This is actually routing simulator and everything. You letak komputer. This one I dulu kat universiti I belajar lah, right? So I letak komputer, and then I letak router, I letak switch, I letak wire and everything, and then I can go inside the computer, and then boleh cuba lah, right? Try to configure and everything. So that's why Cisco provide us with this if we want to take certification. So that's the reason why I think more people is taking Cisco than CompTIA punya certification. So that's to answer your questions if we talk about networking certification. And there's another one, Cisco, CompTIA. Another one, I tak ingat, ada tiga lagi. Yang last tu paling susah. Alright, there's another one. The last one is quite difficult. I can't remember. But most of the company, TM and everything, they want the third one. They don't want the second. They don't. Cisco is there, but there's. Let me see if we can see on the there's for networking there are three main certification. One is CompTIA, one is Cisco, another one is, tengok je kadang-kadang dia ada kat sini, Cisco. Apa itu? CCNA and CCNA. There's another one, but I can't remember lah what is call? CIPP, CISSP, apa lagi satu lah. Dulu sebab ni pun I have not been doing networking since 2010. Before that, ni lah I tahulah all the information, but then I decided to specialize. Macam lah, I decided to specialize in programming, so that's why all the Cisco and everything I ignore it. But yeah, there's another one that I can't remember the name. Tapi but that one orang ramai tak pakai, right? But big company like TM might need it. Big company like TM might need it. So that's to answer your networking questions, right? But is it suitable for you? Mungkin tidak, right? Mungkin tidak.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, but if you want kan, if you want to macam ni, I selalu cakap kan, you just go to ni kan, you just put freecodecamp networking. These are all the things that you can do. You can just go to freecodecamp. Sometimes I buat lah freecodecamp. Freecodecamp, you can do 9 hours, right? Freecodecamp. This is just for your information, right? At least you not only know about programming, you also know about networking and you just this is not near lah. So it's like that. All right, same thing as well this week. This week's focus for the next 2 classes focus. So kita ada dia. For the next 2 classes focus is API. So dia berulang balik ya. Dia berulang balik. Macam, alright, just the same as whatever that you saw on React Native, right? It's repeated, right? It's repeated. Before that, I want to go through the thing that, because it's, I think, see Raj's questions, right? So this is Raj's question last time. So I take the initiative, right, for my content lah. I already ni kan. I think you know. I have this page, right? If you want, no, I'm not looking for followers, but if you want, you can follow as well. Sometimes I put content there, right? Sometimes I put content. Actually, because sometimes I look for I think you heard me talking too much about SLDN kan. So sometimes we look for SLDN students, but in order for, you know lah, marketing and everything kan, you cannot sell directly the product, alright? You make people intrigued. People like, oh, what is Flutter? What is Flutter? What is that? You make people intrigued. You have to make content lah. Marketing normally you have to make content. Then when people intrigue, then only they will press the button. So this is to answer Raj's question last time. All right, we can go to we will go through now. We go through now a little bit. So there is this thing which is called .NET. All right. So you know the language that you learn at the moment is called .NET. All right. The language that you learn for the moment. The language that you use to do Flutter is called .NET. All right. So some of the things yang you nampak, I think by now you saw the difference already. So for example kan, you put var name equals to Muzaffar kan, and then ni macam JavaScript, alright? It's like JavaScript, and then you do print name, alright? But it's not working. Why is not working? So one of the things that has, and I think you already observe it, is so that some of it, alright, have the ending, right? The ending of each line needs to have a semicolon, right? This is compared to JavaScript. Kan, kalau JavaScript, all this is okay, right? All this is okay. But the main thing is, at the end of this, you need to have semicolon. So that's one major thing that you I think you see, right? How that is different compared to JavaScript. All right. Number two is you can have this what we call type and untype. All right. So you can have type or untyped variable. Okay. What is type variable? All right. So this is not type variable. This is untyped variable. All right. You don't specify the type. All right. You don't specify the type. All right. Then it will assume that, right? It will assume that name is of type string because of its initial value. All right. Okay, so this is what we call the untyped. Some people call it untyped or implicit. Right? Implicit ni maksudnya agak-agak. Right? Implicit imply. The word is imply. Imply in English mean agak-agak. All right. And then there is another one which is type script. All right, or type variable. All right. So for example, I put here string name2. All right, equals to k7. All right, and then once I do that semicolon, then I put print name2. All right. For this one, I specify that. All right. This is type variable. All right. I specify that. All right. Name2, all right, is of type string. So in this example, I specify that name2 is of type string. So what happened if I do like this later? So name2 equals to 1, 2, 3, then I will get an error. All right. In this example, I get an error because I try to put a number on a string variable. Alright, so this one data type and everything. Kita dah tengok dah JavaScript and everything. So that's why I did not emphasize too much on this. Alright, that's why I did not emphasize too much on it. Masa kita mula pun I already tell you, right? There is the book that I gave, ada chapter 2 and 3, right? Chapter 2 and 3 that talks the whole 2 chapter talks about that language. Okay, so if you want to know in details, then you go to chapter 2 and 3. You cubalah balik. Actually, we have gaps until for next week, kan? You cuba balik, or maybe after class, after the training, right? You want to belajar balik, go back to basics, alright? Then you go back to chapter 2. Let me check. I lama tak tengok. You remember I told about solo learn, kan? Let me see. Solo learn ada ke tak? Because solo learn also is a good reference, right? Macam if you want to learn language, right? If you want to learn language, right? You remember I mentioned about you can do HTML, CSS, JavaScript here. SQL also is here, right? If you unfortunately that is not there, right? Unfortunately that is not there. But if you want to strengthen up your HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL, you want to learn Python, or you want to learn responsive web, everything you can do solo. Okay, but that's not what I want to talk to you, right? Because this is inside chapter 2 and chapter 3. The one that I shared here is not on chapter 2 and chapter 3, right? So that's why, and then it's part of Raj's question last time. So what you need to know is, let's talk about tadi kan ada dua kan, one is type and untyped. So now we are on the scenario of type. Alright, when we talk about type, then it means that I give something like this lah, right? String name equals to Muzaffar. Alright, so this is what we call type declaration. Alright, in this example, we declare that name is of type string. Okay, so in this example, we declare that name is of type string. But sometimes, kan, if you remember back if you remember, sometimes I do like this, all right? String name. Right, sometimes we do like let me see. Sometimes we do string name macam ni, all right, and then we try to do print name. Okay, sometimes we do like this. All right, so what does I thought that you confused. Let me do like this. Let me put it there. All right, and then so I declare another variable string name 2, and then I try to do string name 2. Okay, so in this example, all right, I declare a variable of type string, but I did not assign it to a value. Right, ini I assign it to the value Muzaffar. Okay, if I don't assign it to a value, then what will be the value of name? Siapa rasa dia tahu, can, well, three of you who think he knows what's the answer, you can put on chat. If I don't assign it to a value, what will be the value of name? Name 2, name 2. I think it's from you guys. No. Okay, no idea. So the value, but so in this case, all right, the value is null. All right, I think you saw this in JavaScript, in JS also. Kalau you declare a variable but you don't assign it to the value, then the variable, or the variable value will be null. All right, tapi tak boleh. All right, so all right, unlike in JavaScript, in that, all right, a variable cannot be null. Okay, kalau you declare like this, if you declare it like this, it cannot be null. Right, null tu maksud tak ada apa kan, no value kan, no value. Maybe tak ada value because nanti baru I dapatkan the value. Alright. So this is the thing that you need to know, right? This is the thing that you need to know. So unlike in JavaScript, in that a normal variable cannot be null, right? If you want it to be null, so ini I comment out, yeah. So I comment out this one so that I will not see the error. So if you want it to be null, you will add question mark when you declare it. Alright, so macam mana question mark? So that's why you see question mark, right? It's a string name 3. Alright, and then I put here print name 3. Alright, then only you can see that error tu tak ada. Right, so you see just now Muzaffar, ini tak ada apa-apa, and then you see this is null. Alright, so print name. All right, print Muzaffar, print name, and then ini tak ada apa-apa because I cannot do it, and then this one is null. Right, then only I can put null, and then barulah, right, I buat calculator. Okay, so name 3 equals to Diana. All right, and then print name 3. Right, sometimes kita dia akan null. Right, for example kan, when you pass data from one page to a second page, at one time the data is, well, actually, for example, if you call if you call later, we call an API. Alright, we call an API. Sementara nak tunggu, result from the API, the thing will be null for like 1 or 2 seconds. Right, so that's why later when you call API, you cannot simply define it as a string, for example. You have to put question mark, alright, because you say, oh, is this value will be null for like 1 second because I'm getting it from the API. But I know that once I get it from the API, then the value, the data will be a string. Alright, so that's why. So if you want it to be null, you will add. So for example, when you retrieve data from internet for a few seconds, alright, the data is empty, alright, or null. Alright, so only after the data is downloaded from internet, it's going to be show the data, right? So that's the question mark that you see. Right, so you saw question mark dalam code kan? Sometimes you saw question mark. So that's the meaning of question mark that you see. So other than question mark, sometimes you also see an exclamation mark. Right, sometimes apart from the question mark, you also see the question mark. Yeah, this is the example of name. This is the question mark. All right, so this is what we call I didn't remember what was the optional, and this one, all right, so sometimes, all right, you need to transform, all right, the data from a question mark, or this is what we call question mark optional value into the real data type. All right, so in this case you are going to use an exclamation mark. All right, you're going to use exclamation mark. All right, so yang ini, for example, kita buat string name kan, then I will use string, right, name for, right, string name for. I want to put equals to name3, all right, exclamation mark. So string equals to name3 exclamation mark. Which means that this is string, all right. Name3 exclamation mark will be, all right, will be a string. Kalau tak ada exclamation mark, it's actually a optional string. All right, this is what I call optional string. But if I put exclamation mark, then it's going to be a string. All right, so this one is in this example. In this example, I transform, right, name3 into a string data type and assign it to name4. All right. So that's the thing. That's the thing. I know that this is very theory. All right, this is very theory. Even for developers also. All right, even for developers, kadang-kadang diorang pening. Right? If you ask budak-budak lepas degree also, sometimes they also pening. Right? If you ask developer with 1 or 2 years experience also, diorang pun pening. Right? So not only, don't worry if you pening. But if you ask developer also, sometimes they pening, because the other language in this world, there are some language that has this question mark, exclamation mark. Other language yang tak ada. Alright, for example JavaScript, right, there is no question mark. That, right, other question mark istilah, right, this notion is called optional. This notion is called optional, alright, in theory, right. Language yang ada optional ni includes Dart, alright, Kotlin, another one I think is Swift, right, if I'm not mistaken. TypeScript, the new TypeScript also have, right, but other language, right, Java ke Python ke semua tak ada this thing, right, because that's why sometimes even real developer also they will confuse with this. Right, but this one is just to answer. This one is just to. Semalam I think, yesterday I think you saw the question mark somewhere. All right, the reason why I put later when we do this exercise, if you see the question mark, it means that I want it to be null. All right, ada sebab. All right, for 1 minute, I did it to be null for a while, and then only I assign it. All right, so if you see question mark later, it means that I want to put the value null into it. All right, any questions so far for this one? I expect you to pening. All right, I expect you to pening. But try lah in the future. If you need reference, then you can go to my. You can have this, right? This image, right, as a reference in the future. Okay, I'm going to copy paste this note. So this one, all right, HTTP, Navi HTTP and API call. All right, later I will share you the link. So since I'm lazy, I will just copy paste this. So this we are going to do the same thing as what we did with React Native. We are going to do 2 pages. All right. And then similar to React Native, all right, this will be React Native film app. Right. I don't want to do other example, just a film app. And then if you remember your film app, all right, your Harry Potter film app and everything on top of the film app, all right, normally you will have search bar. All right, and then you will have a button here, and that button is search. All right, search. All right, enter movie. All right, enter movie. Sikitnya 8, and then put 8 here. All right, lebih kurang macam ni ya. So this one is a button. So I will make it color lain sikit. Okay, and then this one, all right, yeah, ini for example kan Harry Potter, right? So Harry Potter, all right. If you remember, this is 1999. Talking about Harry Potter, I'm not sure for those who watch Harry Potter kan, I just watch the reunion and Harry Potter reunion, all right. So this one. If you watch Harry Potter, you watch like 2003 or something. Okay. So this is the right, and then you know that. So this time, right? This time we will have an image. Right. Sebelum ni tak ada image. Right? Our table did not have an image, but this time around our table will have an image over here. Right. So this one, and then once you press it, it will go to the second page, all right, and then the second page will show more information, right, similar to previous exercise, right? You have Harry Potter, what's the Sorcerer's Stone, all right, the year is 1999, all right, you have the description, all right, blah blah blah, all right, maybe they have the actors. You have the directors and everything. And Christopher Columbus, the first one. I was watching the thing. Christopher Columbus. All right. So and then more information, if you want to add review and everything, also can as well. Okay, and then you remember I do this. All right. So let's put here as well. So topic for today, all right. So topic for today, so I will divide it into 2. The first one is revision, right? So you will do for today, you will revise, all right, multiple page navigation, all right. So you will revise multiple page navigation, multiple page navigation, all right, passing data to the second page, So this is things that you are going to revise. Also going to revise list view and list style. So this is what we call list view and list style. And I think just add one more lines lah. Right, just put it here. Project setup. All right, project setup. All right, plus basic UI. Right, basic UI means this one lah. This is the basic UI. And then you will learn new things today, right? New things. So new things you're going to learn. So we are going to focus solely on API call, right? API call using HTTP package. All right. So you're going to do that. And then I think that's about it. All right. That's about it. You somewhere in the middle, right, you're going to see another thing is called expanded, right? So you will see another widget, right? Expanded widget. So that's you're going to see somewhere in the middle. But other than that, I think that's about it. Nothing much. All right. Again, as I mentioned, I wanted to do it, but I always forget. So we will aim to do it either tomorrow. Tomorrow we will aim to do it, which is we talk about app submission. App submission. I wanted to do it, app submission and packaging into an APK. But semalam nak ingat semalam sempat, but I think semalam take quite a while, a little bit. But we try to target it to do this week. Okay. App costing, yes, app costing as well. So app costing, app submission, cost and package. Okay, app costing. All right. So if we start by doing this first, all right, which is project setup. But this time around, all right, because we're going to use this project as a submission. All right, we're going to use app project as the submission. When you create a project, yesterday I was talking about package name, right? I was talking about package name yesterday, which I said that kalau you buat com.example, all right, your app cannot be submitted. It has to be some other than com.example. All right, you see that by default it's going to be com.example. If you put this one I call it weather app. All right, no weather app. This one dari semua sama, Wixit. It's just somewhere over here, right? Somewhere over here for you guys, one of the pages, they will ask you for the package name. By default, it's going to be com.example.weather app. All right. So if they ask you for the example, you don't put three. When they ask you for the package name, don't put com.example. All right, you change it. For example, you change it to if you have a company, you put your company domain, you terbalikkan. All right, if you have a company, you do like that. If not, you reka lah, right? So for example, I enrach so my.com.raj.weather app, right? So let's say that my.com.raj, right? You reka lah domain name that you will buy, because normally if a company need to have a domain name, right? So that people can you must have the website all right? This is my app, all right? It will go to a website, so you reka lah a domain name that you might want to use if you have a successful business, right? So either use the company one, or if you're planning to have the business, then you imagine, you can start to imagine your domain name already, right? Okay, and then you press finish. Okay, once you press finish, okay, I will stop for 5 minutes, all right, and then the next thing that I'm going to do, all right, is to create the 2 pages, all right, to create the scaffold and everything. To just do a simple scaffold first, all right. So that's what I'm going to do for the next. I will stop kejap. Lepas tu I'm going to create the 2 pages, you know, with jazz and everything. So, yeah, I will let you continue, all right. If you are done. Kalau you early, you let me know. If you done early, you let me know. If not, nanti 7.20, right? The next thing that I'm going to do is to create the 2 pages. Okay, so macam biasa, macam biasa, right? I will create a folder. That folder is called widgets. Right? Inside widgets folder, I will create two folder. The first one is called home. The second one is called detail. Right. And then macam biasa, right? Just I think you keep repeating, right? You will not notice that it's almost the same thing. All right. You do this, you do remove it. All right. And then scaffold. Okay, macam biasa. Stateless or stateful, all right? Stateless or stateful. I think if you remember, all right, if you remember my thing, all right, if you remember ni, whenever it's an API call, most of the time it's stateful, right? Whenever there is an API call, most of the time it's going to be stateful, right? So you can imagine it like this until later you will learn about stream and everything, right? So when there is an API call, normally it's stateful, right? So you stateful home page, all right, stateful, right, detail page, all right. Then after that, I will import this. Okay, I will import it here, all right, and then I will import my home dot here, widget slash home dot, all right, and I put home page here. Okay, and then finally, all right, the normal thing that we do, scaffold, app bar, all right, app bar, title, text, right? The one that I do is movie app, all right, and then body text. This one I put home page. And then over here, I will go to detail. This one I put detail. All right, so very simple to start, right? Very simple to start. Recap, right? Recap, right? After this, it's going to be still going to be recap and recap. All right, if you remember, normally we will do the mock data first, right? Before we do we do mock data first. After we do mock data, then only we call it from an API. Oh, my ni this one my my simulator tak cukup memory. Alright, so that's the thing that we have. Let me try one more time. If you have this kind of problem, alright, if you have this kind of problem, what you should do is you just close it. Just close the simulator. And then mana ni just now my I think it was an XSS. I will just wipe data. So if you have any, just wipe data. I think this one there. And then press play, press play balik. Okay. It takes a while, alright, but it's just for this page to appear. It takes a while for me because my thing penuh apa benda tadi. Alright, nothing special yet. Alright, nothing special yet. Only after this we will create a variable and everything. We will create mock data, and that mock data we will show it inside list view. Right. So only after this we will start to create the UI. Right. Nothing special yet. After this we create the UI. We create mock data, and then this mock data will be shown inside this view. Okay, take a 30 minutes break, alright. No lah, not 30 minutes. 25 minit, right? Yeah. Pukul 8, alright. Pukul 8 we meet again, alright. If you have anything you like, kalau dah sudah, alright, you create a mock data. Okay, my things ni. Okay. I have not shared you the presentation. This is the one that caused me to hang just now. Because close a little bit, close a little bit, close a little bit. Up.
Changes here. I'll just start from scratch.
Okay. Okay. This thing, all right. This thing I have not shared it yet, I think. So. All right, so for ni done, all right, for project create for creating the page done, right? Creating the page done. Now we're going to create mock data, and you have seen it on last week exercise. You have seen how to create a mock data, right? So you will have var movies equals to, right? Var movies equals to, and then you create the data lah, right? But if you remember when you did, right? If you remember, what we want to do is, oh, I tak share screen. Okay, thank you. Okay, dia macam ni kan. So var movies equals to, and var movies equals to, this is creating a mock data. If you remember, the API that we need is OMDB API. So OMDB API, and I want the S1, right? S Harry, right? So this is an example of the API. What we normally do is we normally just copy this data and then put it inside the database. So I might want to copy 4, right? And then I will put it in my mock data. Okay. So put it there, square bracket, semicolon. All right, so this is my mock data. After I do my mock data, I'm going to create the list first. All right, I'm going to create the list view first. Okay. So untuk revision, I'm going to create a list view first. Okay, so let me get you the reference to list view as well. If you remember last week, we are using the one with the word builder. All right, so it's the second one. All right, so if I stop for the 1 or 2 minutes, right, so that you can try to refresh your memory, right, how to show how to do it lah, how to do the list view, right? So 2-3 minutes for you to refresh your memory on the builder. Okay, so recap. List view dot builder, all right, list view dot builder. Right, list view dot builder, copy lah. List view dot builder item count. How many items are there? All right. So how many rows are there? So the rows here is movies.lag. Item builder is what to show on each row. Right. So item count is how many rows are there. Item builder is what to show on every row, for each row. So for each row, right, as you remember, last week we are going to use list style. So I buang this container, I delete it. All right, no need to betul did I delete it correct? Bracket. So no need to like spend time cuba-cuba, right? We refer directly to list style documentation. Right, so you refer directly to list style documentation and complete the code. Right, so I will stop again. Alright, sebab ni semua revision takut you lupa semua kan. So I will just this is how you do the list builder, list view builder. Stop. Alright, if you're done, then cuba masukkan list style pula. Okay, so list style will have title. All right, the title is movies. Length. Movies. Index. Square bracket. Title. All right. All right. Error message because I have to put exclamation mark. All right. So now you see, kenapa bracket? No, this is not. Sorry, movies. Sorry, text. I think text. Text, movies, title, index, and then somewhere over X. Kenapa? Correct lah. Somewhere over here, I have to put exclamation mark. All right. So this is the one that I mentioned just now. I'm sure that the title is there. All right. And the subtitle text movies index. I will show the year. Right. The year and then exclamation mark. I buat macam hari tu, alright, I buat macam hari tu and then put semicolon at the end. I buat macam hari tu. Think I miss another bracket here. I think I do it, yeah. So list style, this one close this one close the builder. There is another bracket here. Okay, I think I have to bracket, alright. And then trailing I will show an icons dot chevron right. All right, chevron right, chevron right, arrow right, chevron right. Okay, so if everything is okay, all right, if everything is okay, you will get this one, right? You will get this one, right? So berhenti lagi. 7 minutes. Why it's longer, slightly longer than just now? Because I want you to add the poster as well. All right. So add a poster on the left side. All right. So that's why it's slightly longer because I want you to add the poster as well. Okay, so image. Trailing. Trailing is what? Trailing is this one. And then lawan. Lawan trailing is leading. Alright, so leading. I will have image, right? Dot network, and then movies index poster, right? Poster, and then exclamation mark, right? Exclamation mark. If you get data from a list, right, then you have to have exclamation mark. Okay. Masih lagi latihan. Alright, masih lagi latihan. You have on tab. This on tab will go to a new page. I want you to complete, right, the new page. Right, how to go to the new page. Alright, so when the button is pressed, I want you to bring it to the new page, which is a detailed page. Okay. Navigation. This is your semalam pun I bagi soalan ni kan. Navigation dot push. Ini you tahu lah jawapan dia context. Alright, so that was the questions on the quiz yesterday. Alright, and then this one is material page route. Alright, builder will have context will have detail detail page, right? Open close bracket and then semicolon, right? Kenapa merah? Because I have not import it. So I import detail dot dot. Alright, so once I import it, then every time I press, right, I can go to a second page. Once I press it, I can go to second page, right? So that's the last thing that I'm going to do with you for the first page. Then going to the second page. Okay, so if any questions so far, any questions so far? Sempat tak? Alright, because ni banyak revision ya. Ni banyak revision. I have not come to the API part yet. Alright, it's just building UI. And then as you can see, one of the new topic is actually expanded. Alright, expanded region. That's the only satu saja. After that, everything is API. Okay, now I'm trying to do this. All right, I'm trying to do this, which means that on top of the list view, all right, I will have this one, the text input. So this is column, all right. So I will do list view, alternate enter, wrap with column. Okay, at the moment everything is okay. All right. Hilang hilang. That's why once I do that, the thing hilang. All right. I put here. All right. I put here text field first. So text field decoration, input decoration. All right. Hint text. All right. Enter movie. All right. I do this first. And then I put comma. So normally, all right, normally what should happen is this should be on the first row and then this should be on the second row, but it's not what's happening right now. Okay, so this one is normal. We have seen it last time, right? We have seen column last time, but normally what should happen is text field and you have list view at the bottom. So what I really want is, all right, I want to specify like this, all right, text field, and then have list view, all right. Text field will take the size of text field, all right. List view is the remaining page, all right, will be a list view. All right, I hope you got it right, because macam ni kan, you see berapa tinggi text field, right? Actually you want sebesar text field sahaja. You want it to be as big as this. The remaining page will be a list view. All right, so this is what I want. The remaining page will be a list view. If you want it to be like that, so the widget that allow you to define the remaining page is called expanded. Right, the remaining page is called expanded. Alright, I will yang ni mungkin tak clear. After this, I think it's going to be clear. Alright, so on the list view, you're going to do wrap with widget. You just do expanded. Once you do expanded, right, then the page will come out like this, right? So cuba dulu yang ni, we will try one more time with the first row pula with this as well, right? With this picture, right? Okay, so try to add text field expanded, all right? Text field expanded. You should get something like this. If you want also, you can add padding, right, on the column, or before the column, you can add, or before the text, before the column, if you want, you can add padding as well. So it'll be something like this. Okay, so the same concept here, right? The same concept on here, right? I want to add a button here. If I want to add a button here, all right, if I want to have a button here, I need to add it in a row, right? I need to add it in the row. So wrap with widget row, right? So on the left side is a text field, on the right side is a text button, right? On the left side is a field, on the right side is a text button. Dalam text button, then I will do text, all right, search, all right. But we will have the same problem because Flutter tak tahu how big it is, right? How big, which one need to be bigger than the others, right? So if we look at this, the button will be the normal size. The rest of the row will be the search box, all right? A little bit like flex, right? If you remember flex box last time, and flex box is almost the same thing. So it's going to be something like this. So text field, all right, the remaining row, all right, will be text field. All right, button, all right, like this, all right, button, all right, and then this is size of the word. All right, so if you want to do something like this, then this is what we call expanded. All right, expanded, expand. All right, text field. Okay, so once I put expanded here, up. Once I put expanded here, red with widget expanded up, then the thing will come out. All right, and if you want, all right, if you want, you can also letak warna on the button. All right, I can't remember how to put letak warna, material style something, but yesterday we did it. Or you can look back at the Google reference. Okay, once you do that, 10 minutes more break. All right, 10 minutes more break just for you to upload your code. Okay, let me do the account. Let me do the thing first. Okay. Okay, so in case you want to check your code or something, all right, but in case you want, I'm not sure how was the speed today. In case you want to check your code or something, I share with you the source code first. All right, we stop for 10 minutes for your checking, but after this is going to be very important. I'm not sure Raj come in yet or not. All right, so Raj said that he was going to come 1 hour before class. All right, but it's okay. The last part will be important because it's a new except for expanded. All right, expanded is a new widget. All right, the last part is a new topic. So after 10 minutes just for you to update your code. Okay, kalau tak update, you just check from my code, and then after this we will do expanded. Sorry, we will do HTTP request.
Sorry, sir. Can I?
Yes.
Sir, after this, we do this HTTP request. Is it considered like no more local storage or?
Nah, no more local storage. You're getting the data from internet.
Oh, okay. Good. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Good for. Okay, I will go for toilet break a while and then come back. Okay, Raj already in. I was taking a break just now. Need a toilet break a little bit. But as of now, right, we have this UI, right? We have this UI already. All of these are mock data. So basically, all of this is revision, right? So except for the expanded part, right? Expanded is the new UI. Why am I thing blurry? Okay. All right. So expanded is the new UI widget, right? That we have been introduced. Actually, right, Flutter kan, Flutter has this thing macam ni kan. Let's say that you ada macam expanded widget kan, expanded widget Flutter, alright. Actually kan, they have all these widget of the weeks, right? Widget of the week. So let's say that you need more information, alright, about a widget. Macam you yang row widget Flutter. They always have the official one, so they always have the official one. So if you have anything that you are unsure, then just now I was talking about Flex widget Flutter, and they always have the official one from Flutter. That actually I think they explain it better than me lah, right? Why they explain it better than me? Because they dah siap ada animation and everything.
Third children.
So that's I would, right, if you don't tak berapa faham what I try to explain to you, you can just go to YouTube. They have a nice resources on the widgets. So what list style, right? We talk about list style, for example. You got list style widget Flutter, then you see, all right. They will show you, all right. So if you need everything, okay. So this is another thing that you can do as well if you are not clear with my explanation. Okay, now the API part. So we will do the first part today and the second part tomorrow. Flutter cookbook. What is this? Oh, join the Flutter puzzle hack. No, I was curious. Why there's like something like puzzle hack, something I will do it later. Okay. So I'm going to fetch data from internet. So this is the main reference to get data from internet. All right. So number one, actually kan, I ada sikit I ubah, right? Ada sikit I ubah. Number one is add the HTTP packet. So this one is the same thing. So step to add in API call in Flutter. Number one, add the HTTP package. By now, you should know what to do already. If I come up with this, by now you should know what to do already. You go to pub.dev, all right. You look for HTTP, and then, all right, you see the thing, and then, all right, you look for the how to install it, all right. You will get this, all right, and you put it in your pubspec.yaml, right? And the pubspec.yaml, look for Cupertino, right? Look for Cupertino, and then under Cupertino, HTTPS also same. HTTP same. The only difference is the URL. Right, the URL, one URL will have S, one URL don't have S. That's the only difference. Right. Up, this one I think is a number, nothing to do with me. It's just because I tak update my Flutter plugin. All right, so that's the reason. You just do whatever you do because you just install it. For me, I just need to change it to 13.3.3. All right, that's the only thing that I need. Okay, number two, all right. Number two, what they will say, all right, based on the reference that I gave, which is this one. Number two, don't follow number two, go directly to number three. Right, go directly to number three. So convert the response into a custom dot object. So don't follow number two, go to number three right away. You have to create this file. All right, this file, what do you want to show? If you want to show the movie list, all right, this file will call movie. Later, if you want to call movie detail, if you want to create movie detail, then the file will be called movie detail. If tomorrow I ask you to create an exercise to show the weather info, then the file will be called weather. All right, so it's the file, all right, that going to represent the data, your API, right? The API. How to do it? Create. Normally, I like to do like this. I will create a new folder. So I will create a new folder. That folder is called models. Inside models, I will create a new file. And that file, I will call it movie. All right, for this one, it's called movie. All right, well, so once you have done that, all right, then ikut je. So class movie, all right, it's no longer an album, it's a movie. So class movie and besar. And then this is the property, right? This is what we call a class, the object. This is a property. What do you want to show? All right, so final string, it will have the title, right? Final string, it will have the year tadi, all right? Final string, it will have the poster. Final string, it will have what's the other thing? Ada 4 benda kan? Genre, if I'm not mistaken. So it's based on the API. It's based on the API, right? It's based on the API, not the I, the S. The last one is type, NIMDB idea, type, and finally IMDb ID, IMDb ID. All right. So this is what we call class declaration, and this is property of a class. Again, I would like to emphasize, if you need more information, read the chapter 3 of the Flutter book. Okay. Any issue so far? All right. After that, we go down a little bit. All right. You're going to do this. You can ikut lah sebiji. All right. You're going to do this. All right. So album. Album is not an album. It's going to be a movie. Then you have required. All right. Required this dot title. Required this dot year. Required this dot poster. All right. Alright, required this dot type and required this dot imdb id. Right, once unit merah tak ada, right, just ikut saja, right, just follow the link that I give. Alright, just follow the link that I give and then just adapt the code to what you need. So this is what you call create constructor of this class. What is a constructor again? I think I need to do a test. Okay, maybe next time when we do the ni kan you remember the third day hari ni hari pertama, besok hari kedua, the third day. Alright, the third day normally we do a test, a mini test. I will ask more about OOP. Okay, then ikut ini pula ya, factory from JSON. Alright, so factory. So factory movie from JSON. Ikut aja, right? Map string dynamic. Alright. JSON. And then return movie, right? Return movie title, right? This one you have to follow what's the API give you. Right, so if I'm not mistaken, for example, for title, is capital T, right? You have to follow what's the API give you, right? So JSON title, this one ID, right? So IMDb ID. Check lah. I think I besar, M besar, D besar. Itulah the API give you IMDb ID and IMDb ID. Then poster, right? Poster JSON P besar, right? And then type T besar, so JSON T besar, and then finally year, right? Year JSON. Ikut saja, right? But you have to adapt it to your code, right? Yeah, you have to adapt it to your problem. Okay, tak habis lagi, alright, tak habis lagi. I need to get my reference because I also tak ingat, right? So I also don't remember the thing. I will just get it. Ni HTTP Flutter. Alright, I'm sure that a reference will be there. This is one. I think we can use this one. Okay, this code, alright, this code lebih kurang, alright. If so, the data, alright, this code, alright, this code. So this one, alright, you need to really understand data type. Data type in JavaScript or data type in Flutter. So if you receive an array in your API, need to add this. All right. So how do you know if it's an array or it's an object? Tengok API. If it's a square bracket, it's an array. Kalau tak curly bracket, it's an object. All right, so square bracket array. If you get one curly bracket, it's object. So in this case, we get an array. So this one I already complete the code. So you need to add the fourth line. All right, so static list movie. All right, this one for this exercise I call it movie. Kena ubah sikit. Movies from JSON. var search result JSON search list movie new list empty growable true. For each movie, I will show it on the result. So I will share with you the updated code. All right. So number one, all right, number one, 2, 3. Every time you have to do it. All right. Number 1, 2, 3. Every time you have to do it. This is create. Okay. This is class declaration, property of a class. Create constructor. All right. This is transform from JSON to a class, and this one is transform an array of JSON to an array, a list of object of class. All right, only if you retrieve an array, all right, on JSON. Looks like complicated, but it's actually it's only following step. All right, looks like complicated, but in the end nanti you akan tengok it's just ikut sahaja step. Okay, 10 minutes break. All right, 10 minutes break. I'm going to push my code again. All right, and then we do 10 minutes break. All right, so let's not break for you to update your code. All right, so updated code is here. Okay. Okay, I will talk for a while to change my position. Up. My kaki cramp already. Right, so update your code. Right, update your code. And then after this, we will do the step yang lain-lain. Okay. So let's recap. Tadi kan dekat sini, we have this thing. So number 1, add the HTTP package, right? Number 2, create the models folder and the model class. Inside this file, all right, you will have the class, the property, you will have what we call the initializer or constructor. I call it constructor. Then we will have the transformer, right? JSON to class transformer. And then if it's an array, you will have list, sorry, you will have array to list transformer, right? So that's, yeah, so all day I already show it here. So this is your checklist. If tomorrow I give you an exercise, make sure that you use this as checklist, right? Dah buat satu lagi, right? After done this, do that, and then everything. Okay, number 3, right? So once you do that, you're going to do this. All right. Call the API. Right, number 3 is call the API. So, how to call the API? This one. This is the code to call the API. All right. You see, it's not even, I don't even need to think. I just copy. All right. And then I will paste it. All right. I will paste it somewhere inside. This will be inside our home page. Right. I don't even like think. I just copy it and then I will paste it in my home.dat. I will paste it before the last curly bracket. And then I will adapt it. All right, I will adapt it a little bit. All right. We are not playing with an album. We are using, this is a movie. All right. And then merah sini. Alright, kenapa merah? Because I need to import it. So import model/movie.dat. Alright. This is not fetch album. This is fetch movie. Kan? Because it's the movie, it's not an album. HTTP merah. Kenapa HTTP merah? Because I need to import it. So import HTTP dat, cuma yang ni ada beza sikit. You have to do as HTTP. Alright, once you do that, dia akan hilang. This is the URL. Alright, this is the URL that you need to search. Alright, so the URL just now is this. Ya, lepaskan dia di sini. I put it here. I go down, I see the word album, transform it to movie. JSON decode merah. This one I think we saw it yesterday. Kenapa dia merah? Because I need to import that convert. Alright, so this is the top part. Oh, sorry, just put semicolon here. Alright, this is the bottom part. Alright, the bottom part, if you kalau you tengok balik rakaman ni, copy paste, but you have to adapt it. Alright, so kalau besok I give you exercise, I will ask you to do weather, then you adapt it. Alright, it's going to be fetch weather, it's going to be weather and everything. It's not going to be movie or album anymore. Alright, so this is the import, I think. Okay, so boleh tengok dulu, make sure that all the error is done, and we almost done. We are almost done. Okay, once done. Okay, nanti you tengok. Once done, you will call this API. Alright, you will call this API. When you will call this function, right? This is what we call a function. When will you call this function? You will call this function when the button is pressed. Alright, so when the button is pressed, I will call the fetch movie function. Alright, I will call the fetch movie function. Then, alright, so ini then I will set state. Ini cara dia kan, you buat dekat luar, set state, and then you cut down. I know there is always a bug, so I always do buat dekat luar and then panggil dekat dalam. So then I will set state here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to set state movies, alright, equals to value, right? This is what I get. The value is what I get. I will do movies equals to value. Okay, once I do that, all right, once I do that, I don't need all this data anymore. I boleh buang. I will just tinggalkan empty array. Right, I can tinggalkan empty array. I can remove it. Press save. I think I just need to add one more thing here. This one I will just do list movie. Alright, dia kena buat macam ni. I cannot do var. I have to do list movie. So once I do that, sorry, ada silap sikit. Alright, silap sikit. This one is not from JSON. This is list from JSON. Right, list from JSON. Sorry, yeah. So this one will be, alamak banyak salah lah, sorry ya. So return movie dot movies from JSON. This will be JSON decode tadi, betul. JSON decode JSON decode response. Alright, JSON decode response. This one will be list movie. Alright, sedikit kesilapan teknikal. JSON response.body. Right, response.body. Right, so sedikit kesilapan teknikal. Dia ubah dekat sini and dekat sini. Okay, so once I do that, naik atas sedikit. Alright, naik atas sedikit. Up. Alright, all the error will go away. Alright, all the error will go away. And then last sekali, alright, last sekali, what I'm going to do is, last sekali, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to change this part. I dah tak pakai dah yang double quote ni. Alright, I will do dot title, dot year, alright, and dot poster. Alright, dot poster. Right, so this is the last thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to change this part. Actually, I take this screenshot, but later we share the code as well to you. Don't need to worry. Once I do that, then I press stop, because if you remember, every time I do some change on package, or if I do change on set state, all right, then I need to stop and play. Okay, so once I do that, all right, I press search button, then the movie will come out. All right, so once I press the search button, the movie should come out. All right, so that's the last, that's the thing for now. All right. I will update my code. All right, I will update my code. And then I will just, I know that you need time to update code and everything, but I think you kena tengok balik video kot. Alright, you kena tengok balik video sebab yang last part tu confusing a little bit. Sometimes I cannot avoid it kan, because I'm teaching from my, bila saya ajar kan, saya ajar sambil buat, saya ajar, I do it on the spot. So that's why sometimes macam cannot avoid lah silly mistake. Sometimes also I terlupa kan, so that's why ada baik buruk lah, right? Sometimes it might confuse you guys, right? But I will just habiskan sikit lagi and then I will stop the class slightly earlier so that you can rewatch the video and at least do the first page. But if you have issue, you let me know. What I want to do is, all right, this is something new. We have a text editor here, right? We have a text editor, text field here. Where was the text field? Right, we have a text field here. What I want to do now, I want to add a controller. Nanti you slow tengok balik. So text var search editing controller, right, equals to text editing controller. Okay, so this one is the one that we always do, and then I will put this on my text field. I will put this on my text field. So controller, not here. Controller equals to search editing controller, right? And then finally, once it's there, right? Once it's there, what I'm going to do is when the button is pressed, right? Once the button is pressed, this actually will not be Harry, right? It will actually be whatever that is put inside the search editing controller, right? This one thing you saw already as well. This is the concatenation. So once I do that, all right, once I do that, for example, if I put Tenet, all right, then the movie Tenet will come out, all right? If I put, for example, Lord of the Ring, all right, then the Lord of the Ring will come out. If I put, I don't know, what else? Jason, all right, then all the Jason Bourne will come out. All right, so that's the last thing that I want to do. All right, this I will update my code now. All right, I will update my code now, and then I will stop the class slightly earlier so that you can access the video as well. Sebab kalau you diam tu, I tahu lah. All right, you need to rewatch the thing. All right, that's it. Any questions? Okay, if you need any help, you can 4 hingga 6 petang tomorrow. So if you need any help, you can buzz me, you can book my time or something. If you need help, all right, 4 to 6 p.m. All right, let me know in the morning. Let me know in the morning or tonight also you can. But tonight normally after class I makan ubat and then I sleep already. So let me know in the morning if you need anything. 4 to 6, you just check the code. You need, I think 4 to 6, right? So tomorrow we're going to redo it. Jangan risau if you miss a thing. So watch the video, try to do, and then tomorrow we try to redo it on the second page, and you're going to redo it on another project, right? So you akan buat at least 2 lagi kali. People say 3 times a charm. So yang kali ketiga, I hope you understand. Any questions? Actually, okay. Before I ask you questions, we have yesterday I pinned it. 10. Sorry, this one. 21, 20, 21, 26, 27. That was our plan, but unfortunately, you know, we can always plan, but things happen. 26. My family, my auntie comes from kampung. They just communicate to me yesterday. So for the 26, I need to change it to Tuesday, to 25th. All right, so this is for next week. Yeah, Selasa dan Khamis. We have 1 day break lah before ni. Selasa dan Khamis. So this is my plan. This is my plan. So 26, instead of doing it 26, we do it 25 because my auntie just texted that she will come from kampung yesterday. Okay, any other questions? Any questions? Okay, if there is no questions, I will stop now so that you can rewatch the video. But tomorrow and after tomorrow, tomorrow we will do one more round of API. And then of course, if you need